The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It is almost 10 p.m. here in London, but this show never stops. Davante Adams has posted a cryptic Instagram post, and I'll tell you exactly what it means. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it. New intro and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
You have to understand the Jet fan in America and what they've gone through the last 13 years and really the last 55 years of not winning a Super Bowl. I think sports fans in general can get behind an underdog. I welcome any and all bandwagon fans to jump on the underdog train of the New York Jets and try and bring some positivity to our fans who've dealt with a lot.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everyone is having a tremendous day. If you were up at 5 a.m. local time, 5 a.m. Eastern time, I guess, for all my East Coasters, you caught the show with Connor Long and I. Hopefully you enjoyed it on tape delay. If you slept in, we'll talk all things Davante Adams here to open things up. Before we do that, big shout out to all the Jet fans that I have already met here in the UK. I just got back from the Jets pub where I was hanging out with Wayne Corbett, Lavernius Coles, Tony Richardson, and Christopher Johnson. They were all in the house. The Jets did a really cool thing by basically turning one of the London pubs into the Jet pub for the weekend. So Jet fans were congregating. It was an absolute blast, and give you guys a little taste of what it was like inside the Jet pub. Jet fans have shown out. Shout out to Green Santa, my guy Frank West, for the Jet Santa King George style getup. It was tremendous. Also, how about my tour of London today? Shout out to Gangrene UK and Green Smoke UK for putting this together. Let's go, baby. I tried to do this show from Buckingham Palace, but they wouldn't let me. So you're going to have to settle for my hotel room right here. Let's talk about Davante Adams. Let's give you guys the latest. A lot of people are freaking out over an Instagram post from Davante Adams, his Instagram story, to be specific. And I think people are missing the point here. I was getting a lot of texts from people. Are the Ravens going to trade for Davante? And I said, what? The Ravens? They're interested in Davante? Well, the reason why people link the Ravens to Davante Adams is because Davante on his official Instagram account posted the photo you see on the right, a photo of Edgar Allan Poe. And people are thinking, Edgar Allan Poe, that guy is most known for the Raven. Is Davante going to be a Raven? Here's the bottom line. The second post that you see on the left there, that's the real takeaway from this post from Davante Adams. It's a quote from Edgar Allan Poe. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. I think Davante's fed up with a lot of the things that have been said about him, probably leaked by the Raiders, that make him look like he quit on the team or he's a bad teammate, whatever the case may be. That, to me, is what this is all in reference to. Not that he's going to be a Baltimore Raven. I will say it again. If Davante Adams is traded, I strongly believe it is still going to be the Jets that acquire him. And I don't think it's if Davante's traded anymore. It's when he's traded. And the more I think about this, the more I think it makes sense why it hasn't happened yet. First things first, while his hamstring injury is not that serious, it is serious enough where he wouldn't be able to play this week, even if a team acquired him a couple of days ago. Jets being in London means he's not going to play in this game on Sunday, even if he was healthy. Every week Davante's not traded, his salary cap hit goes down by $900K. So if you're the Jets and you know the player is not going to play for you anyway, and you're in London anyway, what's the rush to trade for him right now? Are you making your best offer right now? I think the Raiders continue to shop around Davante, hoping that a team will give them more than what maybe the Jets are willing to offer. Because I still think the Jets are the front runners here. I don't buy the Bills. Certainly don't buy the Chiefs. I don't think he's going to Pittsburgh. I don't buy really any team besides New Orleans, and I don't know how they do it with their cap. Now, they always figure out a way because we know I joke the cap is fake. It's like the Subway $5 footlong. It's a woozy, it's a wazi, it's a figment of your imagination. It doesn't exist. But I think when it comes to the Saints, I don't see how they do it. So I simply will say this about Davante Adams. If he's traded, I think it's likely the Jets. Nothing's changed there. And I think the compensation will end up being a lot less than what some have speculated. First off, if you're suggesting Garrett Wilson in this trade, you're an utter moron. Please don't watch my show anymore. All right? We don't need you. But I think what we're looking at here is a similar trade compensation to what Keenan Allen went for when he got traded from the Chargers to the Bears. Look at the numbers for Davante last year and Keenan Allen last year. Very similar. The appropriate value for Davante Adams is somewhere between a third and a fourth. Jets happen to have 2 third-round picks. I think they'd be willing to part with one of them. Could they put some stipulations on the pick? Could there be some conditions on the pick? Sure, I think we could see that. Do I think there's any scenario where the Jets are just going to overpay because they're desperate? Maybe on Sunday, if they get beat bad, they're more willing to just go get the deal done. We need to get Davante by the time we get to the Bills game coming up. But I think at the end of the day, Joe Douglas very rarely is just like, I'm going to give you whatever you want for a player. He usually does pretty well with trades. So I think the Jets are patient here. I think they're willing to give a third. Maybe they're willing to have conditions on that third where it could become a second. And I'd be okay with that because you're getting Davante for a lot more games than any of us anticipated. I didn't think Davante would be traded till the Raiders would be, 3-6 at the deadline. And, you'd be talking about having Davante for 8 games, right? 7 games, depending on how quickly he'd get up to speed after you acquire him. The fact of the matter is, if you acquire him and he could play against the Bills, let's say, if this trade goes down on Monday or Tuesday, he's playing against the Buffalo Bills. He might not have the full grasp of the offense, but he's played with Aaron Rodgers in this offense with Hackett. There'll be enough plays for Davante Adams. So if you do the math, we would then be going into what? Week 6? Because I'm here in London and it's week 5. You do the math. How many games of Davante Adams are you getting? A lot more than if you waited till the trade deadline. If the Jets are 3-2, all of a sudden, you got 12 games of Davante Adams coming your way. That, to me, would be worth a second-round pick if it took that. If there's another team that emerges and it's truly, hey, make your best offer, otherwise we're going to send him to a team that's not you. Then I would put the second in there because I'm getting Davante for 12 games. But I think this gets done for a third and maybe a fifth, and the Raiders flip you a fourth. It's going to be like a wonky trade. And I don't see, the Raiders paying some of Davante's money so they can get a better draft pick. They're a cash-poor team. I don't think they're going to say, hey, Buffalo, if you pay Adams full salary, we'll take less here. I don't see that happening, and I don't see the reverse of what I just said before that comment, where the Raiders would pay some of the money so there's a better draft pick coming their way. They're cheap. I really think it's the Raiders trying to drum up some interest here, but the Jets make the most sense. If you missed it earlier, Aaron Rodgers, speaking with reporters here in London, was asked about Davante.
I don't know how much I can say about it. There's tampering. But I still have a close friendship with him. We spend time in the offseason together. He's a great guy and a great player, and the rest of that's out of my hands.
Here's what's not out of your hands. You can get the same hat Aaron Rodgers is wearing in that cut by going to hugahouse.com and using promo code Asman at checkout to save 15%. I mean, am I a pro or what, folks? That's how you plug your sponsor. HugaHouse.com, promo code Asman. Get the hat that Aaron Rodgers is always rocking. Promo code Asman, 15% off, HugaHouse.com. Look, at the end of the day, if you could get Davante Adams and it doesn't cost you a first, don't you got to do it if you're the Jets? What does Joe Douglas care about? Future picks, salary cap. Because if he doesn't win, he's not here. He's not the one making the pick. And we'll see what happens Sunday. Jets got to win. But even if they lose, you still go all in and get Adams. If you lose, you're 2-3. You're not 0-5. It will feel like they're 0-5. My flight back on Monday will probably be the most miserable experience ever if they lose. But the bottom line is, if you lose Sunday, they better get Davante Adams by Monday. And he better be in the lineup against the Bills because you got to beat the Bills and get the season back on track at that point. But I'll worry about that Monday because I'm anticipating a Jet win on Sunday in London. All right. I didn't fly 7.5 hours for a loss. Let's go, baby. And shout out once again to all the Jet fans. I have met so many Asmaniacs from various countries. First off, we're big in the UK. I knew that already. That's how I got connected with Gangrene UK. But there are Asmaniacs in Germany, Asmaniacs in Denmark, Asmaniacs in France. The amount of Jet fans that are in Europe in general is astonishing to me. It's incredible. So I just want to thank all the international fans because this has been great. Spread the word to your Jet fans, man. Like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks everyone again who helped me reach 38K. And now YouTube is starting to reward channels that get shares. So share this link. Hit that share button. Help the channel continue to grow. This is going to be a bit of a shorter show. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. All super chats go to the Jake Asman Pub Fund and my steak dinner tonight that I'm getting with Lou from Gotham City when I sign off the air here in a little bit. It's 10 o'clock right now, London time. So I wanted to squeeze in a show. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Reminder, this show is available in audio form now. I've been asked, is the show available on Apple or Spotify? The answer is yes. Just search Jake Asman Show and you will find it. All right. The other thing I want to mention is we are seeking channel memberships. Tom Ace does not have a membership. He needs one. If you gift Tom Ace's membership, you're getting an item from the JakeAsman.com merch store. Sir Jake Asman, Duke of New York. Tom, that is exactly what they're calling me here. Val writes in, Zach should have learned from Rodgers. Then he would have been our successor and the next Namath. Val, I want to thank you for absolutely nothing. See you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Over 400 watching. Hit that like button. Help this channel continue to grow. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show to gain Discord access, discounts on all items in the merch store, your name in the intro, and bonus shows as well. Want to give a huge shout out to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Oscar Hernandez, Adam Goldstein, our two most recent Patreon subscribers. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Who's going to make it rain and give some memberships? I have posted the Gusbuster hotline link as well if you want in on the conversation. Jet fans, how we feeling about Davante? How we feeling about this game on Sunday? The more time goes by, the more I feel like the Jets are going to come out and have a big boy performance. I think Rodgers plays really well on Sunday. I do. I think last week was eye-opening for the offense, in particular the offensive line. I expect the Jets to be better focused, right? For some reason, they're the only team that struggles with more time to prepare for a team. Well, there's less time to prepare for the Vikings this week. Get it done. I don't care how they win. Just win. All right? You're 2-2. You're not 0-4. Get off the mat. Good teams get off the mat. The Vikings are not going undefeated. They're going to lose a game. You're going to lose multiple games. Sam Darnold's played well. Last time I checked, he's not Fran Tarkenton. Beat him. Here's what will decide the game. the protection for Rodgers, because if he has a clean pocket, I think he'll play well. And can the Jets turn Sam Darnold over? He will give you 2 or 3 plays in this game on Sunday that are turnover-worthy throws. Can they catch him? Can they catch him? Seriously, the interception hits you in the hands. Catch the ball. Sauce Gardner last year against the Cowboys. That entire game is different in week 2 if he has that pick 6 on deck. There are going to be certain plays in this game that will define the game. Catch the ball when it hits you in the hand. Sam will give you a turnover or 2. Whether it be a fumble last week or an interception. Look at the turnovers from Sam this year. He's playing great. He's throwing a lot of touchdowns. He will turn you over. That's what I need to see. Turn the ball over. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny B's in the house. He's watching on X. Hippodrome's going to be fire tomorrow. Get your tickets. Danny! I met Danny at the Jet Pub today and his awesome wife, who's a closet Cowboys fan, but don't tell anyone. She was wearing Jet gear. Danny, you're the man. I'll see you tomorrow. Great meeting you tonight. Shout out to all the Jet fans, man. Metro Funny with a $20 super chat. Jake for the pub fund, my guy. You're the man. A $20 super chat? That's a lot of Guinnesses. Appreciate it, Metro Funny. All right, some memberships are flying off the shelves. How about Bobby Midnight coming through for the people? Membership has been gifted. It went to listener Alfredo. Alfredo, congratulations. Dakota writes in, Bills have ruled out 4 players, including both Shakir and Ed Oliver. Matt Collins is wide receiver 1 for the Bills, headed to Houston. Look, that's why I say if you're the Jets, win on Sunday and put all the damn pressure on the Buffalo Bills. Put all the pressure on them. Bills could easily have the same record as the Jets if the Jets handle their business first. That's how you got to look at it. Kevin says, how's London? London has been incredible. I've never been to Europe, and London is very similar to New York City where I live. It really is. Now, the biggest thing is they speak English here, right? So that helps. The subways here are great. The tube, the underground, it's better than the New York City subway. It's cleaner, more efficient, way better. The hotel I'm at is great, by the way. Great location, right by the Tower Bridge. I mean, it's incredible. London's cool. The tour today was excellent. And it was an impromptu tour by Gangrene UK putting it together. You know, they were incredible. Ant, Nick, shout out to them in particular. I saw Big Ben Roethlisberger in person today. Also, for Gary to say Big Ben is not big, he might be blind. All right, it's not the Empire State Building height-wise, but it's pretty tall. Story Lynn with a super chat. He cuts the line. Need Davante. We're set at receiver. These guys need to bring their game and not their name. I think we bounce back big on Sunday. The idea that you don't need Davante, you could argue, okay, you don't necessarily need him, right? Right? If guys stay healthy and play to their potential, you don't maybe need him. But did the Rams need OBJ when they added him? No. They needed him a week later when Robert Woods tore his ACL and was out for the year. They don't win the Super Bowl without Beckham that year. So they don't necessarily need Davante. But in an all-in year, when Aaron Rodgers is 40, and you have no guarantee that he's still going to be, 1, a good player next year, 2, play for you next year, 3, be healthy next year, don't you got to press your luck, put your chips in? That's why you get Adams. Because it's not just acquiring a great player. It's acquiring a player who has Hall of Fame level chemistry with your quarterback. That's why you do it. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Give me some super chat questions here or anything Jet or NFL related. I'm looking through it right now. So if you got one, write it in. We're going to take some calls as well. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I broke down the Davante Instagram post that everyone thinks he's going to the Ravens. That's not what's happening here. As I explained in the monologue, he's quoting Edgar Allan Poe. He's not saying that he's going to the Ravens because Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Raven. That's not what's happening here. Hit that like button if you're just tuning in. There's 418 people watching on Twitter. 507 watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is open. And we start things off with our first caller. He goes by many names. On this show, we call him Charles Eugene M. Gorman.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hey, Charles.
How are you enjoying London so far?
London has been incredible.
Glad to hear it. So, yeah, I can't wait. I think Davante Adams will be a Jet sometime after the Vikings game. I don't think it'll be right after the Vikings game, but I think it'll be probably around a day or two after the Vikings game. I know people say we don't need Davante. I think we kind of do in the sense that he could be a great mentor to not only Garrett Wilson, but even to the rookie wide receiver Malachi Corley, who I know he hasn't been used all that much, but I think he could be a great mentor to him. And I think he'll be a great mentor to Xavier Gibbs. You know, the reason why we bring in these big-time veterans was not just to play, but to provide leadership and provide mentorship to a lot of these younger players. That's what I think people don't understand. Plus, Davante, you know, he's a future Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver. I think we all know this. And he's been a tremendous receiver his entire career. So I think having his experience and his expertise on the team would definitely help our Super Bowl chances, our playoff chances, excuse me.
I agree, Charles. You kind of just pregnant pause there, though. Was that your final thought?
No, it wasn't my final thought. It was just, you know, want to give you a chance to say something.
Yeah, I've been pro get Davante for a year and a half already. If you have a chance to get him, you're all in. I mean, there's no guarantee Aaron Rodgers is here next year. There's no guarantee that he's still playing at a high level next year. He's proven he still has the ability to be a top 10 quarterback in this league this season. I'm all in. I'm getting him if I can get him.
At this point, I mean, I wasn't anti-Davante, but at the same time, I wasn't super pro-Davante. I was kind of like neutral. But I wasn't against nor for getting Davante. Get what I'm saying?
I think I do.
I mean, I've been a fan of Davante. I mean, he's been a tremendous receiver for the Packers. I think, you know, as I said before the last time I was on your show, he'll definitely be our most accomplished wide receiver that we've had since the machine himself, Brandon Marshall. And we had one of, if not possibly the greatest receiving season in the history of the New York Jets franchise. 100-plus catches, 1,500 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns. The guy was incredible for us in 2015. But we got him, you know, before the season. But that obviously this is different. But, you know, I just hope the Jets rebound. I trust Rodgers. I don't know why Salah had to be such a bonehead about getting on Rodgers for his cadence. I mean, his cadence has been a huge weapon his entire career. I know it didn't work for us last week, but that doesn't mean it's not useful.
I think you misspoke. I think, and I do agree with some of the comments from Salah and Rodgers even addressing it today, that like the media is trying to like find this like narrative that they don't get along because there's a clear power imbalance when you have top 5 quarterback of all time with a head coach who's never had a winning record. So like that's they're just trying to find something. It's not there yet. It will be if they keep losing, but I don't expect that to happen. Now, Charles, you are wearing the Charles Gorman white beater tonight. What's the special occasion?
I just got home. I went to Carousel Farms in Maplewood. I took out a dozen of apple cider donuts. That was about it.
Really? How many donuts have you had today?
I didn't eat any of the donuts. I just brought them from home.
Really? Are you going to have one?
I may have one later tonight, but I don't know. Anyway, so your family's doing good?
Yeah, they're doing fine.
That's great. Also,
how's your family doing? How's Dennis?
My father's doing great. My mother's doing good.
Roseanne?
I'll be going to Cincinnati University tomorrow.
Roseanne's doing well?
My mother's doing great, yes.
Dennis and Roseanne, they're fantastic.
My parents are doing great, Jake, yes.
Do you call them mom and dad?
Yes, I do, Jake. Why wouldn't I?
Mother and father or mom and dad? These are the questions we all want to know. I mean, I'm reading the chat.
Well, you tell me not to read the chat, so why do you have to read the chat?
Because I can multitask. When you read the chat, you just pause and go, and I am able to do it for you. So I'm just relaying the chat's messages on their behalf.
I can multitask too.
I don't think you can.
And I think they're trolling too. I think they want to be a bunch of idiots. I call my parents
I don't
mom
think
and
the
dad,
chat
and
controls
I
it.
don't call them by their first name.
Do you ever call your parents Mr. Gorman or Mrs. Gorman? Charles? See, you can't multitask. You're
Jake?
reading the chat. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Charles.
No, there was a recording error. Your internet froze a bit, I think.
I froze or you froze? Someone froze here, and I don't think it was me.
I think it was both of us. Anyways,
Okay,
I'm going back. I'm going to
hold
an
on,
alumni.
Charles. Hold on. Hold that thought. We have breaking news here, ladies and gentlemen.
These nuts.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, Charles. 5 channel memberships have just been gifted. Charles, I'm in London right now. I need money for the pub fund. If Mike D's Nuts is going to be gracious enough to gift 5 memberships, we can interrupt whatever incoherent thought you might have had there, and we'll come back to it. Anthony Strano, D-Train, Karen Chettery, Aldo Ruiz, and INSGUYT, all receiving channel memberships from the great
These nuts.
All right, Charles, continue your thoughts.
I was gonna say I'm going back to Centenary University tomorrow with my friends Colin and Corinne. We're going to an alumni event,
Really?
so I won't make it to your party on tomorrow.
Charles, you realize I'm in London, correct?
Yes,
So,
you're having a party in London, correct? Tomorrow.
right, but if you were going to make my party, I would think you'd be on a flight tonight if you were going to be in London tomorrow.
Oh,
I think
right.
it's assumed you're not going to be in London for this party tomorrow night that I'm hosting and then the game on Sunday.
That is correct.
Am I missing something here? Like I feel like it's inferred that you were not coming to the party the whole time.
No, because I was going to the Centenary event, which is my college my university that I went to from 2012 to 2016. And
Right.
I'm gonna go there with my friends Colin and Corinne, and we're gonna have a good time. Hopefully.
Now
We're
let me
gonna
ask
do
you,
tailgating and a chocolate and wine tasting event.
if you put on like the Iron Man costume, do you think that would allow you to maybe like jet across the globe and be here tomorrow? Was that the thought?
Thing is, I don't have the IQ nor the resources to build the Iron Man suit.
Well, who
But
does?
if I
We have to
did,
talk about
yes.
them. All right, what about Superman? If you wore the Superman shirt with the cape on, did you envision being able to like fly like he does?
Maybe.
All right, I'm starting to understand what's happening here.
Anyways, just want to come on your show, see how you were doing.
So I'm not
Have a
seeing you
good-
tomorrow, just to clarify. You're not going to be at the party?
I'm not gonna be there tomorrow nor Sunday.
It's disappointing, Charles.
Have a good day, okay? And also shout out to proud New York Jet fan Nick. He's hosting a
What are you
tailgate party.
typing? Are you typing right now? What are you doing?
I'm not typing anything. I'm just clapping on my computer, that's all.
It's very distracting.
Sorry. He's hosting a tailgate watch party on Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills at the Woodbridge Brewing Company. He wants me to come join him, but I told him it might depend on what's going on that day. But huge shout out to him.
What do you mean what's going on? You're going to be watching the Jet game. Why not watch it with Nick Shine?
It depends on what goes on that day, other than me watching the game.
Do you have big plans on Monday, October 14th?
I don't know. I gotta check my schedule.
All right. Well, you keep us posted, all right? I'll see you in London tomorrow.
I'm not going to London, but peace out.
You got it. Thanks, Charles.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
There are calls, and then there's a Charles call. That's why, to me, he's the number 1 overall seed in the Asmaniac bracket, which, by the way, I have run into at least 7 listeners. I made that up, but at least 2 or 3, and maybe more, that weighed in on their favorite Asmaniac callers. People are very excited for the March Madness Asmaniac bracket. Good luck to Tom Ace and the committee trying to seed all the callers. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kent in the house. He's in London with me. I got dinner with Rick last night. He was on our great tour today. See if you guys could spot Rick Kent here. He's somewhere in there. I don't even know where he is. But Rick says London has been amazing and the real fun starts tomorrow night. That's right, Rick. You know, I just want to say this. I've done some away games the last couple of years. I would love for the fun to actually be the game this time. I've had a great time. But can the game actually be the best part? Please, for the love of God, man. Jets carpetbagger, super chat. Jake, my man, stoked for the game. Think Jets dominate. But is Salah Hackett lose it for us? How do you think it impacts Davante trade efforts? I think win or lose, they're going to get him. If they lose, I think it should increase the Jets' sense of urgency to finalize it Monday or Tuesday at the latest, and then get them in the lineup against the Bills. I don't want to say your season's on the line that night, but it's pretty close. Pretty close. How are you going to win the AFC East if you're 2-4 with a head-to-head loss at home already to the Bills? Curvin with a super chat. Hopefully we packed our run defense. God, I hope. Hopefully the Jets pack their run defense, but more importantly, their blitz pickup. Rick Kent with another super chat. Rick just spending all the pounds. London's been amazing, but the real fun starts tomorrow night. JETS, 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 Jets. I like that Rick felt like he needed to spend another $10 to add the JETS, 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 Jets. I see you, Rick. Rick is supporting the Jake Asman Pub Fund. I appreciate you, Rick. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Rick wrote in, I got a fist bump from Wayne Corbett today. I saw it, Rick. That was a hard fist bump. That was tremendous. All right, let's go to more calls here. Keep them quick. I know we went long with Charles, but that needed to be done. By the way, I think this was the Edgar Allan Poe that Davante was actually referencing. Edgar Allan Fraud, as he's known as. Or was this who Davante was referencing? Edgar Gary's wife. These are the questions people want to know the answers to. I don't have the answers myself. Maybe Mr. Edgar Allan Poe does. He's on the line. He joins us next. Hello, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe.
Mr. Edgar Allan. Oh, what's up, Jake? How's London?
London it's beautiful, man. I've had tea. I've had crumpets. I've had plenty of ale. It's been great.
Yeah, no, that was a very cryptic message by Mr. Adams. I don't think I mean, I heard it's Lamar and Davante sounds like a nice duo, but I don't really think their chemistry will be very good. And also, I don't think their chemistry will be very good. And also the 4th round. I mean, I was hearing that the Jets tried to offer them 2 4th-round picks. Did you hear about that?
I have not heard specifics of what the Jets have offered. I don't think anything specifically has been reported from anyone credible, so I wouldn't pay any attention to it just yet.
Yeah, I just saw something.
There's a lot of fake trade proposals out there. A lot of people that are just guessing trade proposals that aren't actually credible or have sources. So I'll say this. I think based on how I'm reading the tea leaves here, the Jets have not offered a second, which is why the Raiders are still kind of shopping them to see if anyone can make a better offer. I think the Jets probably have a 4th on the table, and they'd offer a 3rd if they had to, but they're not in any rush to do it for the reasons I outlined at the beginning of the show.
I'm just sick. I'm sick of the fact that we just always like pussyfoot. Like every time, if we want someone, just get them. Like we need them. You know, him and Garrett Wilson.
Rodgers. I mean, they got Aaron Rodgers. They got it. You know, what I mean, they trade for him.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying. I think he would be. I think he's worth a second. I mean, just because of their chemistry would be great. You know, Lamar Jackson throws 150 yards a game. He's good, but it's not the same chemistry. So I think that would be That's something that I think we should go for. And as far as fantasy football goes, that would probably throw people off. But yeah, and shout out to the Mets. That was one hell of a fucking game.
3 a.m. out here, my man. 3 a.m. that game ended. Crazy staying up for that. Good call from Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Purple Belt Mike says Charles in a wife beater and chest hair showing is peak sex appeal. I mean, Purple Belt Mike, I didn't think I was going to have to do this to you, but.
Calm your freaky down.
All right. Come on now. All right, more calls here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to Tim in Fishland. Hello, Tim.
Good day, Governor.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
Tea and crumpets?
Oh, I've had tea and crumpets. I've said hello, Gubna. I mean, it's been incredible.
Okay. All right. Boy. So for anybody that doesn't think that we need Davante, they're morons. Okay. So the Jets run the quarterback savant offense, which is line them up and your outside guys got to beat man-on-man coverage. That's how it works. That's how the offense completely works. Rodgers is going to find the matchup, and then he's going to exploit it. All right, you got to have the guys you can beat on the outside, man-to-man coverage on the outside. I think Orlovsky said it perfectly with, Tampa Bay signing AB that year, and then the Rams trading for Odell Beckham, because both of those receivers at that time could beat man coverage. Secondly, I think for this game on Sunday for the Jets to win, they kind of have to go to the game plan from New England. Up tempo, get up on them early. The Vikings haven't played from behind at all this year. So flip the script on them.
Correct. I think the fact someone in the chat actually had it. David has the stat. They've only trailed for 3.5 minutes this season. Put Sam Darnold in a spot where he doesn't have the balance running attack and he has to throw. Give him different looks. Look, Jets need to get a lead in this game, right? Because then they kind of alleviate some of the stench from last week's disaster,
But they also got a blitz too, because the offensive coordinator is not really looking at the Jets blitzing. And one thing that we have great corners, but the thing is though, if you can't get pressure with your four, okay, so you're leaving your corners on an island or the secondary to cover for 7, 6 seconds, 8 seconds. That's no bueno. Okay. There's only amount of time that a corner can cover. I don't care how good they are.
They got to get home, man. They got it. That's what if you're going to blitz, you got to get home. But I think they have the speed at the linebackers to get home if they send the blitz.
Yeah, exactly. And that's you send the blitz on third down. Okay. Stop the run. That's the biggest thing, obviously, because you don't want Aaron Jones chewing you up. But we're going to learn a lot about this team in the next 3 weeks. I just find it funny with these people saying that we don't need Davante. We definitely do need Davante because he brings a whole dynamic to this offense. He completely opens it completely up. All right. He can win at the line of scrimmage and the rapport. I don't see him going to the Ravens or anybody else. It doesn't make sense. This is the only team that he can come to and not have a learning curve and not have to get chemistry with anybody. Okay. It might take him a week or two to get, but it would take him a couple weeks. Like this isn't, what was it? Braylon Edwards coming back in 2009 when we traded for him, where he only had a certain amount of plays and a certain amount of routes run. You see what I mean? But he even made it good at that point in 2009 when we did it. It's just, it has to happen. It has to happen. And if I'm Joe Douglas, I'm offering a third and a fifth.
I think that is a fair comp for what it probably ends up looking like, Tim. Something in that vicinity. I don't disagree. Good call. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. There's over 500 people watching. There's only 198 likes. The math is not mathing, people. I'm live in London right now. It's 10:30 p.m. at night. We're giving you a show. Please hit the like button. Spread the word. More posts from Davante here. I didn't see this. This was just posted on his Instagram. Let me screen share it. Put it up on the screen. Interesting. So now he's quoting Edgar Eugene Gorman. Fascinating stuff from Adams. More calls now. Let's say hello to Doug in his room. Hello, Doug.
Man, how do I top a Charles call? It's impossible. He's going to dominate that bracket when the Asmaniac March Madness.
I don't know. Lane is coming for that 1 seed. It is all happening.
I'd be like a 16 seed and get dusted in the first round. I know that's but no, yeah, Davante Adams is going to be a Jet. I say by Wednesday. By Wednesday, he'll be a Jet. And we're going to win. NYJ Matt was saying he's going to win by 10. That could so happen.
It's a weird league, man. The Vikings are due for a stinker of a game. They haven't had it yet. Like they're not going 17-0.
And like people saying, oh, it's the same revenge game. That was the Carolina game when he was first in Carolina when we had Zach there for the first game. This is not a revenge thing. We're many years past it. And I think, like, obviously we root for Sam, obviously not Sunday, but like no Jet fan, I think, has ill will towards Sam. Like it was an unfortunate thing where in that position, you always make the trade for the 2 pick. You trade and reset the quarterback market. It just happens that Zach Wilson was one of the worst quarterbacks ever. But if we had gotten CJ Stroud, it's a different story, and we're all like, oh my God, look at it, we nailed it. So it was an unfortunate
Crapshoot, man.
Where you have the 2nd overall pick. It's like, okay, we can reset our quarterback contract deal. We do it. I think any team would have done that in the same place. So it was just unfortunate. We all wish them the best, but respectfully, we hope we win like 45-0 on Sunday and kill them.
Yeah. Doug, I've said it all week to people and people here. Love Sam Darnold. Said this to some Vikings fans I was talking to tonight. Wish him the best. Just hope he sucks on Sunday. Sean writes in, Jake, where's my boy Frank? Is my boy Frank West behaving in London? Keep him in line. Look, I'm keeping him in line, right? This was Frank West earlier. He's in line. I'm doing my job. Marcelo, Jake, is there a Chipotle in the UK? There is. I haven't passed one yet, though, but I know there are. I had McDonald's today on our tour. We stopped. We had a little break, and I stopped in a McDonald's. I'm like, let me try it, because I heard if you go to different countries, like sometimes the McDonald's or whatever fast food can taste a little different. I had a quarter pounder and some chicken nuggets. Tasted exactly the same, so no difference there. Joe says, great time tonight, Jake. Joe, great to meet you, man. Great to see you. Can't wait for tomorrow at the Hippodrome. Amen. Hey, spread the word to your fellow Jet fans. RSVP, if you're coming to the Hippodrome, they have a no hat policy when you first get in because it's a casino. Apparently, that's a UK thing. However, if you bring your hat, all I'm going to say is once you get to where our party actually is, I don't think anyone's going to give you a hard time. So just be aware they'll probably have you take your hat off when you first get in, but you can still bring it. There's ways around it. That's all I'm going to say. Steven in the house. Our guy Steven from the Jet Lounge, Sack Exchange. Jake, rep us well, my brother. Let's go Jets. You know I love the show. Get some fish and chips. Had fish and chips for the first time ever yesterday at the Jet Bar. I loved it. Maybe I'll get it for dinner again tonight. And don't worry, Steven. The Jet fan base, as you would expect, because it's the best in sports, is being repped well. Yeah, baby. Yeah. This is interesting here. Davante keeps posting more stuff on his Instagram. Now he's quoting Chiefs Po. Surprised to see this. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple minutes left in our show. The hamburger's next. Hamburger, what do you got for us?
What's up, Jake? How you doing? I hope you're enjoying your trip out there, man.
I don't think I'm doing as well as you must be doing after that Met performance last night.
We ended up deciding to go to Citi Field for the viewing party. And let me tell you, it was pretty wild, man. It was a great time. I had to write a formal apology to Pete Alonso because in the stands last night, people had cameras on me. I was cursing him out. He misses the foul ball. I'm like, he sucks. I could care less if he's on a team next year. And then all of a sudden, we get magic from him. And totally redeemed himself in my eyes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite Met, but this year has kind of been a disappointment. So
no, he's had a bad year for his standards. Contract year, you're expecting a big year. Like Judge had one of the greatest seasons ever in his contract year. You thought Pete was gonna have a big year. Hasn't happened, but he could change the entire narrative with a great playoff run here. So he's on his way.
Correct. He just wasn't clutch all year. But it is what it is. We move on, and boy, am I excited for this weekend, man. Saturday Mets, Sunday Jets. I mean, we could be coming Sunday. You know, for me, Sunday morning, just probably one of the happiest guys in the world, man. I mean, right now I'm freaking out. I'm nervous, but I'm excited, man. I think the game's going to be good on Sunday, man. I think we're going to hold our own. I think it's going to change the whole narrative of what's going on with the team right now. And listen, I don't want Salah to go anywhere because I'm tired of the rebuild. I'm tired of no franchise ever rebuilds every year and becomes successful. The great ones always have coaches and people in line that last years and years and years. That's why their franchises are so good. So, but I just want to say, you guys are represented it out there. You guys look awesome. Proud of you guys out there. Let's jet up. Let's get ready for this weekend, baby. Let's get me a J-E-T-S. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Yeah. The hamburger. Bringing the energy. Excellent. He's become a great regular. ISU. Can we give DJ Reed some flowers? Dude's killing it this year. Way under the radar publicity-wise, though. I've said it, man. He's still underrated nationally. He's one of the best, number 2 corners in the league. He's a 1 on a lot of teams. He will not be a Jet next year, I don't believe. Someone's going to pay him number 1 cornerback money. By the way, does the hamburger not look like either the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Will Ferrell? Just incredible. Hit that like button if you're just tuning in, man. Got 475 people watching. Subscribe to the channel. Davante just keeps posting more and more stuff on Instagram here. Now he's quoting Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, geez. Where's this coming from? He stinks. Who said that?
Stop. What's up, Jake? You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, shit.
Stop.
Let me ask you something, ass man. What do you think of Zach Wilson?
He stinks.
Thank God he's gone. He never scores no fucking touchdown.
He stinks.
The second pick for number 2 destroyed the Jets' cause.
He stinks.
As maniacs kick so much ass, but some of them, they kill the vibe and make the show a freaking mess. So Jake reminds them.
He stinks.
When Allen calls, he speaks the hate. That cartoon douche, he trashed the Jets. Let Bobby know, cause he's the man who will remind him.
He stinks.
Another call comes from the car. Distorted voice and no Wi-Fi. That's JJ. What's a crap ass phone? Just cut off all the calls.
He stinks.
Is that gas station pizza? Come on, Gary.
He stinks.
Chicken don't go with pasta. Let's get out of here, Jake.
The guy is terrible. Enough.
I'm just saying, man. Ladies and gentlemen, some super chats to the pub fun at the buzzer here. Victory Monday, inbound to London. LFG Jets, LFG Mets, New York sports watching weekend from London. Let's go your Yankees too. There it is, Victory Monday. I appreciate it. Looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. Those inbound to London, we love it. Let's go, baby. Jet up. All right, one last call, and then we wrap a second stream from London town. William, close us out tonight, my man. What's up, William?
Hey, thanks for having me on. Real quick question. It's just been bothering me in my head. What are you more worried about? The ability of Aaron Rodgers to stay upright for the whole game on Saturday or complete the game on Saturday, or our defensive line stopping the run?
The D-line. You can't predict injuries, I think the O-line had been very good in pass protection the first 3 weeks. They were horrendous last week. I hope that's an outlier. That's not who they are. Olu, I think maybe will play a little better with a full start underneath him at right tackle, things to correct and improve.
Yep.
But look, the running defense could be a problem all year, even if they right now the Jets are the 3rd best defense in the league statistically. But the running stuff is the running stuff is a problem. We the eye test tells you that.
Yeah. What's a crumpet look like?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Is it like a scone thing? Like
it's I don't know. I honestly haven't even seen it. I haven't seen that many Brits drinking tea as much as I thought. We hit the pubs today, though. I mean, we stopped our tour like twice to go to a pub, which was awesome.
How's their beer out there?
It's great, man. I mean, I've tried a couple different kinds, and I had a Guinness at the Jet pub. So that was fun.
That's cool, man. London must be a good time. London must be a good time. I've never left the shore, so good for you. Good to get out there.
Yeah, man. Jets playing out here made it a fun excuse to make the trip for the first time. So I'm glad it worked out. And the fans have been great here. The international Jet fans are incredible. I mean, just the fact that they chose the Jets, I'm just like, how did you become a Jet fan? I'm like, that's always my question to them. Like, the Jet decision was one I was never making for myself. It was I was born into it. Molded by the dark. You know, it's a line from like Bane, like, you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Like, that's me as a Jet fan, right? Grandpa, dad, season ticket holders at Shea. These people voluntarily chose the Jets. They signed up for this shit franchise. And their stories on why they chose the Jets is hilarious. One guy's like, well, I was watching the Super Bowl, and it was the Packers and Steelers, and I knew I couldn't pick those teams. And my favorite color is green, so I went with the Jets. I went to New York. I love New York. I'm like, all right, welcome to hell. Hope you brought your sunblock. Ladies and gentlemen, Dark Knight Steve in the house. Steve came out to the Jet pub today. Great seeing you tonight at the pub. Awesome turnout and meeting our fellow Jet fans in the UK. Never got a chance to get you a beer, so here you go. See you tomorrow night, LFG, Jets and Mets. Steve, you're the man. Always great to see you. I mean, Dark Knight Steve, man. Truly one of the greats. By the way, I think Davante is about to be traded. Gator just sent me this. Here's apparently Davante Adams outside the Jet facility right now. So, keep that in mind. All right, this could be Photoshop though. I'm not sure. I can't tell. Tough for me to tell. Hey, reminder, this show's available in podcast form. People are like, you have a podcast? You got a YouTube show? I have both. YouTube show is live. Podcast on Spotify and Apple after the fact. Search the Jake Asman Show, and you will see it there. Hit the like button on your way out of here. Thanks to everyone who called in. Appreciate all of you for supporting the show. Glad I could give you guys still 2 shows on a football Friday. I might be in London. It might be 10:40 at night. That ain't stopping me. JETS, Jets. I want to thank you all. Get your Asmaniac merch at jakeasman.com. Patreon users, everything in the store is 15% off. So become a Patreon member if you plan on buying merch, because you're basically going to save more than the $5 it's going to cost you to sign up for the Patreon anyway. So you might as well benefit and get a free month of Patreon. JakeAsman.com to get your merchandise. Thank you all for the support. Go Jets. I might have a show tomorrow. I might not. I don't know my schedule just yet, but I gave you 2 on Friday. So I'm going to go enjoy London right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all, folks. JETS, Jets.
RELAX. Relax.